Would the Texans be making a mistake by trying to keep Deshaun Watson?
No mistake at all. You know what you love. You know what you got. You know how rare it is to find a Deshaun Watson, a superstar, may I say. I mean, now I know in my group text when I write Deshaun, I ain't got to write Jackson anymore. And I know how to spell, and I know they spell differently. People know Deshaun is starting to get noticed by one name. Deshaun's special, bro. So, look, he's too rare to say, oh, I love you, but I'm going to let you go. And let's talk about how the journey looks to find a Deshaun Watson through the draft, through free agency, whatever ways that you find a special quarterback. The road to the riches is full of counterfeit, bruh. And I'm talking about guys that look the part, think they're the part, and just are not the part. And Deshaun Watson has checked every single box that you desire. So when I'm searching for Deshaun Watson, I know how different that experience could look if I don't get what I want. And that's Deshaun Watson. I found him. I got him. And now if I'm Cal McNair, I'm the Houston Texans, I'm Nick Caserio, I'm all these people in the organization, Deshaun wants out. And I hear you, but I'm not letting you go. You ever been in that relationship? Girl, we ain't breaking up. That's your feelings over there. Over here, I'm holding on to you. But Cal McNair really has to be thinking, you need my help to hurt me? Like, you need my help to hurt me. Like, I'm not letting you go. And then on top of that, helping you hurt me. So I don't know where Deshaun Watson's going other than the Houston Texans. But trust me, the reason why they're not responding to other teams' trade proposals, the reason why they're saying and they're being adamant about it, Deshaun Watson is not available for trade, is because they're in love with Deshaun Watson. And who wouldn't? The Nuggets support it, the numbers support it, but beyond that, the logic supports it. Deshaun Watson 4 or 5 months ago was happy to be in Houston, smiling to be in Houston, crying that he was in Houston, committed to Houston. Now, 5 months later, we're in a different place. If I'm Cal McNair, I'm kind of thinking, let's let another 5 months go by, let this thing smooth over. Maybe he will have a change of heart once again. But I'm not letting a superstar franchise quarterback go.
Man, the Texans would be making a mistake, Sel, and I'm going to start with the Wileyism. One of the greatest Wileyisms that I have ever heard, and it simply read, you cannot avoid war, only delay it. That was a bar when you said that.
You kind of remixed it.
Did I ruin it?
You did you.
Can I hear the Wileyism?
Oh, okay. War can't be avoided, just postponed.
I said the same thing.
I mean, you did, but
I said the same thing. Look, when I look at it as this,
I'm
man.
Dr. Dre.
I'll be Emmanuel. The Texans, big dog, all they can do is postpone it. All they can do is delay this beef with Deshaun Watson because it can't be avoided.
How?
How it can't be avoided? Deshaun Watson has already told y'all where he stands. He's like, look, I don't want to be here. It started with the whisper. It started with the murmur. Then it became an echo. And now it is a roaring noise of silence.
Yeah, that's real.
That's a roaring noise of silence.
Removed
him from his profile pages. Removed the Texans from his bio. So what are you going to try to do? Keep Deshaun Watson there against his will? Must I remind you how this has played out? Earl Thomas, probably the greatest Seahawk of this generation, probably inarguably the greatest Seahawk. He's a first ballot even before Russell Wilson is a first ballot.
Preach.
Look at Pro Bowls and look at all pros.
Preach.
Remember how Earl Thomas left Seattle? The
With
same
the middle
Earl
finger?
Thomas, like that. That's how Earl left Seattle.
Where you at now?
Let's talk about how Jalen Ramsey left Jacksonville. Jalen Ramsey, one of the best cornerbacks of this generation. He leaves Jacksonville beefing with his head coach, Doug Marrone, on the sideline. They're throwing tantrums back and forth. There they go. There they go. There they go. Is that what y'all want? Houston, now. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson is that kind of guy.
No,
that's not what I'm sitting here and saying. I'm not saying that. But I also, from what we've seen of Jalen Ramsey lately, Jalen Ramsey ain't that kind of guy.
Golden Tate doesn't. Let me stop.
Yeah, like that was brought out
of
these kind of dudes based on certain situations they don't want to be in.
Facts.
So as I look at it, Texans, how y'all think this gonna play out? We just gonna sit here and hopefully Deshaun Watson gets happy, even though he's gotten more and more upset. He wasn't crying tears because he was happy to be in Houston. He was crying tears over $156 million or whatever contract he got. Those were the tears he was crying. True. I don't think he was ever in love with Houston. He was in love with that contract, big dog. Huge mistake the Texans would be making.
You took me some places. Let's see where we'll go. All those examples, they wanted to go somewhere else to go get the big money. The big money.
Or they wanted it to stay there, or wanted a new contract.
He wanted a new contract there. Yeah, you're right. They all have the same agent. Shout out to David. Respect to that. So maybe this is the game plan. However, when you already have the money, let me tell you, when I was broke, I was a little crazier. I told you I was a thief growing up, right? Like, dog, I didn't stop stealing until I was like 17, until I got caught. High school, senior year. And then the police came and they said, look, we could take you or we could give you to your principal. And the principal vouched for me, thankfully. And I stopped stealing in that moment. That's real talk. Like, I had stop, thief, me. Everywhere I went, but I stopped in because I was broke. Now, it's no validation and no justification to steal, but that was my mindset. That was my justification. But now, I dare you to tell me to go steal something. Man, I got it. I ain't nothing. And look, when Deshaun Watson's pockets are up here, like, what? And somebody gonna say, hey, man, I want you to risk some of that. It's not the same mindset, bro. He's in a different place. It's gonna be interesting when this gets to the rub, the fire. What's he gonna do? When's that? April 29th. When's that? Draft time.
Draft.
We'll see really what you're going to do. Are you going to act like those pockets are fat or are you going to act like they're empty? Here's the thing about it. How does Deshaun Watson act out? That's my thing. Knowing who he is in character, knowing who he is in perception, and then watching what those other guys have went through, what is Deshaun Watson going to do practically to scare this organization from still cutting those checks and making sure he is their franchise quarterback? What can he do? That's my only conversation I really want to hear. Is what are your steps to force their hand? Because last time I checked, they are not going to help you hurt them.
But so let's go somewhere,
Tell
big
me.
dog. You are far more relationally conscious and experienced than I am.
What the hell are you talking about?
You are.
You about to say something bad. Yeah, you are. Relationally.
I'm going to defer to you as far as relationships.
Okay.
But in my limited experience in relationships, I know this much.
It's all your fault, too.
In the past, I was trying to end a relationship, big dog, and couldn't get out of it. Couldn't get out. I'm like, oh, no, well, let's stay in this relationship. No, I'm good. No, I'll stay in this relationship. No, I'm good. No, I'll stay in this relationship.
Stalker.
I want out.
Stalker.
See, the more they tried to cling to,
Oh,
the
yeah.
more aggressive I had to get.
Great point.
So now I look like
Great
the
point.
prick. Now I look like the bad guy. Now I look like the jerk because at first I just want to do this peacefully. I just want to do this amicably. Like, let's just go different directions. You'll be better off. I'll be better off.
They tried that.
But
I like that.
You keep holding on tight. Now I got to get off me.
Yeah.
What do y'all want Deshaun to do, Sal? You want him to act like James Harden? You want him to go up to the podium and just completely disrespect the franchise and to a degree the city? Like, what do you want what do you want Deshaun Watson to do? If I look at it, it can be a win-win. You got a new head coach. You got new management. You need to build a new culture. J.J. Watt is no longer there.
Yeah.
Your cultural icon is now exclusively Deshaun Watson. But hint, America, culture is always run through a conduit in the locker room. The Patriot way was run through the conduit of Tom Brady. So the culture that the coaches are going to create in Houston has to move through a conduit in the locker room. If Deshaun Watson does not want to be that conduit, then the culture will never be created. So you might as well just find somebody else, use somebody else, establish your culture, and do what you got to do in Houston without Deshaun.
You're on fire now, and you keep bringing her up. I think you still want her. You just trying to send out them bat signals. You ain't
about
slick.
multiple different people.
Really? Damn, you break up with everybody like that? Acho. Here we go. What is Deshaun going to do? Get out of shape? James Harden? What are he going to do? Throw passes in the ninth row? I love to hear people smoke. I love it, dog. You know I don't fight. I will not fight. People all the time try to punk me because I won't fight. And I'm still not a punk. It's like, I'm not fighting you. However, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm going to twist those words around you and choke you with them. I'm going to twist the words around you and choke you with them. The hell can Deshaun Watson do when he got $156 million? Sit out? Okay, then they start taxing you. Then you start looking like, damn, I had $156 million in this alternate universe I used to live in. But now, because I'm not happy here, that's dropped down. That continues to drop down. Look, I'm not saying he can't play this all the way through and flex, but boy, I haven't seen many do that flex, especially in the game of football.
But here's the question then, Sal. who wins in that outcome?
Oh, I can tell you
And
who
the
wins.
outcome of Deshaun Watson sits out and now the Texans are finding him. Nobody wins when the family feuds. So the Texans not winning.
You think
because your
Deshaun's
star
not gonna
quarterback
play?
sitting getting fined. Deshaun's not winning because he's getting fined. And then when he shows back up, if he shows back up, operative word there being if, he ain't gonna be happy. Why ain't he gonna be happy? Because I just finished getting taxed by y'all because I wanted to go. Y'all didn't want to let me leave, and now y'all finding me for being here. Make it make sense.
I will make it make sense. They went 4-12. You think Deshaun was happy going 4-12? No. Off season, you get to recoup, you get to think about it, you get to reflect, and all of a sudden now you have a change of heart. But going through 4-12, hell, you know what? You weren't happy. And you just so happened to lead the league in passing yards, unhappily. You led the league in yards per attempt, unhappily. Oh, my God. Stay unhappy, Deshaun, if I'm the Texans. Because let me tell you one thing about culture. And shout out to Ben Horowitz, the famous VC, Columbia alum, who talks about what culture really is. It's not mantras on the locker room.
Exactly right.
It's what's rewarded. It's what's rewarded. Deshaun Watson is building a positive culture because he was rewarded for great play. Now, even if he's unhappy, I don't think he's going to poison the well because he didn't poison the well when they went 4-12. My last point is this. Remember this when we're talking intangibles. Football is a great game of skill and a greater game of will. Deshaun Watson has too high a character to go out there and willingly now not want to contribute to his own success. I know he was unhappy last year and he balled out. He might have to do that again.